Welcome to a brand new Mission Park Cares.
And today we're going to visit a legendary hamburger hangout, Chris Madrid's.
And the burgers are better than ever, and they've got a special program that'll totally warm your heart.
Then we'll take you to the northwest side of San Antonio for an exciting new project.
And then we'll visit with Brenda J., who's delivering the most incredible in-home care.
And later, Mary Sanchez is going to give us some insight on giving your family the best gift you can.
But first, here's our friend Beth Knowlton from St. Mark's Episcopal Church with some inspiring words.
Good morning. What a pleasure to be with you this morning. As I think about the witness of Gloria Galt, a continuing theme that came from her family was her joy in life. And it brought to mind this scripture from Paul's letter to the Philippians. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I will say, rejoice. Let your gentleness be known to everyone. The Lord is near. Do not worry about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. During these times of pandemic and isolation, as we've lost people and as we remember people, it's been amazing to recall that actually being joyful can be a spiritual practice. We can intentionally look for the blessings that God gives us, both small and large, that help sustain our hope in these times. Let's close with a prayer. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for all who show us the way of joy. We ask for your wisdom to continue to practice this in our daily lives, seeing the blessings that are available to us in each and every moment, through our families and our friends, through our communities. And we ask that you continue to bless us in this time, that we might be nurtured to be your people of hope and light. We ask all this in the name of our risen Lord, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Now, let's pay tribute to lives well lived.
Welcome back to Mission Park Cares. And as you know, there's still cold weather in front of us.
Dick, will you take us to Chris Madrid so we can see how they're keeping the community well fed and keeping them warm?
It's incredible. I'm really excited today to be at Chris Madrid's with my good friend Richard Peacock. This is a big, important, and special family that does so much for our community. And Richard has done a wonderful thing by buying Chris Madrid's. Richard, tell us a little bit about how it all started.
First of all, welcome. This has really been a great opportunity for us, a great blessing to be able to take the baton from the Madrid family. Chris passed away, I believe, somewhere in the spring of 2012, and the Madrids decided about 5 years later that they wanted to see if they could find somebody that would be willing to take it for the next season of things. And so in August of 2017, we took that baton. We joked that the first 44 days were kind of fun. The 45th day was a little scary because it caught fire. But it's while it's been an adventure ever since, it's been all in all a great adventure. So we get to do things like this. So
well, that's fantastic. And the name Chris Madrid is kind of a household name around San Antonio. And so for everybody that comes here Tell us a little bit about some of the new things you're doing. Like, I notice you have coats in the front. Why?
Yeah, we do. You know, one of the great things about being in the restaurant business is that, you know, we get to leverage them for things we believe in.
Right.
And we try to live into the mission statement that we've adopted, which is to love on people through what we do. And we don't know of a better way to do that than to provide some of the basic necessities in order to, you know, find some gently used coats and distribute those out to people that might be able to use them. So there's a lot of people in San Antonio that would be very grateful if at this, you know, the last end of this last end of this month, if we could get even more, I know they would go to good use.
You know, I'm noticing so many new things that you've got going outside. You've taken it to a whole nother level, haven't you?
You know, Chris started this place in 1977 and started it out of an old 1930s gas station. Just through the years, really expanded by buying the old Alpine ice house that was on the site of where we are now. So he was always looking for the next thing and always expanding. And so we've just tried to take that and run with it. One thing though you learn when you inherit Chris Madrid's, like we kind of feel like we did, you better be really careful about what you do, because there are a whole lot of people watching you.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of people that are going to have some pretty clear opinions as to whether or not what you're doing is good or bad. Well, one thing is fairly funny. When we first took over the place, we were a little nervous about what the Madrids would think. You know, we didn't want to hurt any feelings, and we certainly wanted to make sure that they felt like whatever it is we did was consistent with what Chris would have done. But we decided, and I really didn't have a chance to run it by the family first, but we decided one of the things we wanted to do was make these homemade hand-spun milkshakes. Just felt like that was something that was missing. And we had them over not long before we reopened and told them about it, and Lisa, his daughter, just went nuts. She was like, I was trying to get my dad to do this for 20 years. I can't believe it took you to do it. So,
oh, that's fantastic. You know, Richard, for somebody who hadn't been here for a while, and I doubt that that's even happened, but what are kind of the bigger, more special items on the menu?
Chris started out actually offering hamburgers and tacos, and discovered that the hamburgers became pretty much the big thing, the thing that everybody talked about and really gravitated towards. And so, you know, a couple of variations of those, the tostada burger made with his mother's refried beans, family recipe. It's very, very popular. And then, of course, the cheddar cheesy, which is pretty well known as well. Those are really the two big sellers, I guess. The two
Now, do
things.
you have anything that's got a little bacon on it?
You know, you can actually get a Porky's, which means that we'll throw a little bacon on it.
Well, that's great. Richard, obviously you and Brooke are very committed to this community, and you're also committed heavily to your faith. I know you very well. And so, that being said, where is this kind of leading you? What direction do you see, you know, your faith taking you?
You know, one of the blessings of the fire was that it really helped us get to the place where we had some clarity on some things. And one of the things we got real clear on was that we were supposed to take the things that we've been given and try to love on the community by using them. And so we get to do that by, you know, hopefully using that new building and having events there that do some good for some others. There's just a real satisfaction there. It's a real blessing to us to be able to be in that, you know, be in that position. So.
Well, I tell you what, I love this church. Blessings with burgers. It's all good. So, you've always been a mover and shaker in San Antonio, and we appreciate your time today more than you'll ever know. And thank you for giving back to your community and to all of us here in San Antonio. All right, thank you, Richard, so much.
That's really heartwarming what they're doing for our community.
It's amazing. Now let's remember the people who will always be warming our hearts. At Mission Park, we are dedicated to celebrating the lives of the people we love.
That's why we've made these in memoriam tributes available to the families we serve.
Kristen, now let's go visit with our friend Mary Sanchez and listen to her about giving the best gift that you can leave to your family. Hi, I'm with Mary Sanchez, and Mary Sanchez has been an absolute dear friend of the Tips family in Mission Park for how many years, Mary?
35 years.
Mary, what are you hearing from people as they come in and you're working with these families, and I do mean with, to help them through the process? What are you hearing out there right now?
What I hear from families is that they want to do this to help their survivors because their parents did it and they experienced how easy it was, and then versus other times that they had buried someone, all the trouble that they had to go through with the selection and decision to do what they need to do at the moment.
So you believe in pre-planning yourself, do you not?
100%.
What have you seen people's mindset change for estate planning during 2020?
Families with this pandemic, I believe that they thinking more to prepare themselves because they have seen what happened unexpectedly. So they're ready to do it. I have families that I talk to them and they're telling me we need to do this, we need to set up an appointment, when can I come in, things like that.
Mary, tell me a little bit about what all does Mission Park offer? We're not just a cemetery, we're not just a funeral home. Tell me what all we offer.
We have everything. Mission Park offers funeral plans, cremations, monuments, headstones, everything that you can look for in any other place, you find it at Mission Park. The other thing that also we have is that we have different locations with different prices. So families, they want to go to other funeral homes because of the price. We have our own funeral homes that we can accommodate what they're looking for.
Mary, when it comes to making pre-arrangements, is it better for someone to do it ahead of time? Is there a savings for doing it ahead of time? Is it more convenient with terms to do it ahead of time?
Yes, they save a lot of money because we're looking at the future prices. So if you purchase a funeral today, that price freezes, and in the future will be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 or $10,000 more, but their price is guaranteed from the time that they make the arrangement.
You should have a will, you should have some insurance for those that are left behind, but the advantage of pre-need then is it freezes or guarantees the cost, correct?
Correct. What I tell families is that when they have a good insurance or they have money in the bank, which is good, that's going to help their survivors, but they don't have control of how much money they're going to have to pay to a funeral home. The only way to control that is by pre-arranging because they freeze the cost.
Mary, when you meet with a husband and a wife, what's the number one reason why they're sitting down and visiting with you about their estate planning?
Well, they thinking about each other. He thinks if something happens to him, he doesn't want his wife to go through this selection alone or by herself, or vice versa. The wife, don't want to have the husband and the children select what she wants. She wants to make her selection.
Mary, you have so much experience. When you look back at things, tell me how you feel about it as far as all the families you've worked with.
I wouldn't do any other thing other than funeral plans because it's a necessity for anybody. Everybody can get a used car, you can get a used dress or whatever, but they need to have a funeral plan. And they need to have a cemetery space. So this is a necessity for families. I wouldn't change this for anything else.
So you enjoy what you do, Mary?
I really do. I like to help my families. I could have retired a long time ago and I'm still here because of that. I cannot leave my families. I love to help the families. I love to do whatever I can for them.
Well, we love you and we appreciate everything you do for the Tips family and for Mission Park and for all the families you serve in all of San Antonio. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, because I feel the same way.
We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Now let's take a moment to remember those who have brightened our lives. Welcome back to Mission Park Cares.
Kristen, you met with Brenda J. Tell us what you learned about home health care.
I learned that Brenda J and her team have huge hearts. Let's go talk to them.
Let's do.
We're here with Brenda with Personal Care Management. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Tell us what personal care management is all about. What do you do?
Well, we're a home health care company that does private duty care. That's from caregivers, basic caregivers, home health aides, up to LVNs and RNs. And we provide 4 hours to 24-hour care for anybody that needs help in their home. And we've been doing this for a very long time, since 1999 actually.
Wow. So if somebody engages you and your team, does that mean that they don't have to go to an assisted living?
We do provide care in the home, and that's what a lot of people want to be able to stay in their home. However, there are some that do go to assisted living but needs a little extra help. Maybe they need someone to take them to appointments or to just go out to the park or do something fun, go shopping. So primarily our patients are in the home. The people want to be in their home and be able to see the things that they love.
So what are the signs that people should be on the lookout for if they need care, their husband, wife, or parent?
There can be several different things. It might be that they're not remembering to take their medicine. Say if they do live with their children and the children work, are they coming home? Are things in disarray? Has somebody left the stove on when the burners need to be turned off, so that's not safe? We've even had cases where the neighbors have said they're wandering in the neighborhood, and certainly that isn't safe.
People can also engage your services because they could be perfectly healthy and they had a surgery.
Exactly.
Maybe they need some assistance for a week, 2 weeks, or a month as they recover. Is that right?
That's exactly right. In fact, recently we had a lady from out of town that just moved here, was going to have surgery, looked us up on the website and called so we could take her to the surgery, pick her up after, and be with her for a while after that. So we've done that before where they're having surgery, they need medications, they want to make sure they have someone to assess if there's a problem and call the doctor.
Your clients rave about you, and I know that they've come back for generations too. What is it that sets you apart? What do you think it is?
I think that we take a very personal approach to it. It's not just that we put a caregiver in the home. We try to match a personality. We say, let us know if there are any issues, but also our team, management team, we have the RNs, myself, I'm an RN, that do supervisory visits, that we let them know that we're available if there's any issues, and we do checkups, just general checkups. You know, we make sure that we're providing that quality care, not just basic, send somebody out and they're there for the 8-hour shift and then they leave. We want to make sure that we're there for them if they need it.
Brenda, if somebody wants to get an evaluation or they have an upcoming surgery, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, they can call our office. The phone's answered 24/7. It's 210-829-1004. And I will tell you, many of the doctors just give them my cell phone number. But the basic way to get us is on the telephone. And we, like I said, have someone on call all the time.
Brenda, thank you for all the families that you've cared for and that you're caring for. I know there's so many, especially during these difficult months in the pandemic. God bless you and your entire team, and we thank you on behalf of all of those families.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been our pleasure and our joy to be able to do it. Many times we'll get a letter, a little card, and it's really special.
A note goes a long way. It really hits hard, I know.
Now, let's pay a final tribute to those that will never be forgotten.
are so excited. We have a new announcement at Mission Park.
And you know, we have so many things that are moving. I mean, there's tractors, there's trucks, there's traders, there's welders, there's 1604. We're between Bandera Road and SeaWorld, and we're so excited to be lifting this dome, put it onto the new Mission Park Life Center.
What you're about to see is absolutely incredible. We are going to lift this dome on top of the building because Mission Park is here for you, San Antonio, and our community to lift your spirits.
We built this dome on the ground, and we're going to pick it up and we're going to fly it all the way to the top of this building. And this is going to be another world record. It's extremely exciting for us.
San Antonio, this is here because of your ideas, your thoughts, your contributions to us, and telling us what it is that you want to see. We built the Mission Park Life Center for special occasions. You can have birthday parties, anniversaries, luncheons, charity events, bar mitzvahs, everything you can think of, including end-of-life celebration. This is for you, San Antonio.
I'm with my dear friend Sergio Bravo, who's been like a rock, you know, getting all this built, designed, ready to lift. Sergio, tell us a little bit about the dome itself and your thoughts.
Well, the dome originated because of the Mission Park logo. It's an iconic piece of their logo, and we've incorporated that into the design. It's going to be the highlight of the building, becoming kind of a beacon for the community.
So this dome, Sergio, as far as the cladding it with the material that goes on side, tell us about the material.
Eventually, this will be applied with a copper shingle that will kind of really make it shine. And so it's a copper shingle that will have to place after the dome is up, so that's going to be a challenge.
The idea of the copper and their shingles. And so each shingle will be put on individually, and each one of those shingles is going to represent a life well lived and will be a bright, shining light all around 360 degrees around San Antonio. Sergio, if you do me a favor, give people at home an idea of how really big this dome is.
We're about a little bit over 40 feet across, and on the height, we're actually closer to 50 feet. To give you an idea of size, this would make a great living room.
Let's get this thing ready and let's get it in the air.
Brian, tell us what's happening.
Well, today we just got done lifting the cupola on top of the dome, Mission Park's marquee, and we're going to fly it in the air for everybody to see. It weighs roughly about 30,000 pounds, and here shortly we're going to get it in the air for you.
That's 15 tons. I mean, why does it have to be that big or that heavy?
Well, in today's day and age with the engineers and the architects, in order to get this done safely and efficiently, that's just with all the structural steel, that's just what it comes out to.
So what does it take to build this on the ground? I mean, why not build it on top of the building?
We take pride in safety and everything else and working as a team, and we figured efficiently, safely, it was more cost effective for Mission Park to build it on the ground and lift it up as one unit.
So it's solid steel in here, and then when it comes together, it should come together just perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a lot of planning.
Yes, ma'am.
People associate it with Mission Park and being the people's funeral home, people's event center.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Okay, here we go. Take a look at this.
All right, here's another historical moment with Mission Park. It's in the air. You won't believe this. It's absolutely incredible.
My fingers are tingling, my toes are tingling, and I'm really excited about the fact that, you know, we're building this for our families and all the other families in San Antonio. So here it goes.
Wow, look at that. I mean, it's just amazing how massive it is on the ground. And when it gets up there, it seems to shrink a little bit.
It does, but you know, again, it's going to be our logo. It's going to be iconic to all of San Antonio. So you'll certainly know this dome no matter where you go.
It's not just that it makes you think of Mission Park. This is built for the people. I mean, the strength of the dome, what it symbolizes, that this is the people's special event center, the people's place to come for comfort, for hope, for even joyous events in their life. And that's what this dome represents to me.
To see this come to fruition or to come to life is really, really special because the fact it starts out with a little piece of paper. Now all of a sudden you're seeing it being put in place, and this is a very momentous moment for all of us here at Mission Park. You know, and if you look up here, we had to cut out parts of the tower so that we could lift the dome itself and get it back in there because we had those big beams to take out. We've got an incredible team that are just, I mean, these guys are brilliant. They're really good. They've been watching this from the day that they built it to where it is today. And so they're more excited are as excited as we are to get this in place and to see the accomplishment.
Very proud moment for all of us.
For almost a quarter of a century, almost 25 years, you know, there's been a gentleman who has come every morning before 7 o'clock, and he doesn't leave until after 7 o'clock, and that's Tito. And Tito is up there today, and it's a proud moment for him because he is the construction manager for this project. He started out pouring concrete on a sidewalk, and now look at the structures that he's building.
Okay, it's being set in place, and look, it fits perfect. I mean, absolutely, this is a very, very special moment for everyone that's worked on this. Look at this, I mean, absolutely perfect fit. This is fabulous.
The thing about it, it has to be so precise. I mean, this is like a Swiss watch being built up here. I mean, it literally has to be that precise.
This is a special shout out to you, Tito. Congratulations. We love you.
Viva Mission Park! I'm very happy!
Dick, if someone wanted to have a television tribute for their loved one, what should they do?
Well, they definitely should. They should go to www.missionparks.com and click on Mission Park Cares.
Thank you for joining us this week. We're always here for you 24 hours a day.
And at Mission Park, it's our mission to care.